Even before I went to Japan, I wasn't much interested in getting any souvenirs to bring back, as the memories and experiences were more than enough for me. The one exception was for something Cowboy Bebop related. As you may know, Cowboy Bebop is my all-time favorite animated series, as well as one of my favorite TV shows, and since I was in the country where it originated, I knew I had to get something before I returned home. I went on an Akihabara tour, and while I was able to find some Cowboy Bebop merchandise, none of it was grabbing me. However, I did not give up hope, as I knew there was one last place to try: the Bandai Namco store. Since Bandai Namco is the parent company of Sunrise, the animation studio responsible for Cowboy Bebop. There wasn't much in the way of Cowboy Bebop, which isn't surprising given that it's almost 30 years old and isn't as popular in Japan as it is in the West. There was a t-shirt that was probably too small for me, a Blu-ray of the movie, which I already have a copy of, and then there was this. It's called a mydomiterior, and it consists of the Cowboy Bebop logo. Rather than have it sit in my display case, I've decided I'd like to turn it into a keychain. I could put a hole for a keyring within the mydomiterior itself, but I don't want to damage it in any way. What I was able to find was either too big or too small, so I'd have to get something custom made. I was originally going with an acrylic case that had holes in two of the sides for a keyring to fit in, but the Etsy sellers I contacted were unable to fulfill my request. As a result, I made a post asking for suggestions, and one that several commenters mentioned was to have something 3D printed. It also dawned on me that rather than having a hole in the case, I can have a ring-shaped protrusion that the keyring can go on, kind of like this. Luckily, I was able to find 3DPrintCustomz on Etsy, who specialize not only in the printing itself, but also the design of what's being printed. There was an option to have the design copyrighted, but I opted not to do that since the container is for personal use and it's not something I intend to make money from. A creative work of mine? Yes. A custom 3D printed design I had nothing to do with other than initiate the commission and provide the criteria? No.